Hey, what's up everyone? Josh Quinones here, and today's video is all about the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Now, please forgive me if I do sound a bit weird here on camera. I actually have been pretty sick this past week, but we're gonna try and get this done today anyways. Now, I do gotta give a huge thanks and shout out to Google for actually sending out a device to check out here on the channel. Now, this specific device is not the one. I actually purchased this one myself, and reason being, I actually had a little accident with the device that they sent me out. I was trying to record video exactly like I am now. I didn't have it in the clamp right, and it kind of just popped off, hit the hard tile floor, and yeah, it kind of shattered the display. I mean, it still works because I'm actually using the phone to record this entire video. And for those of you who don't believe me, let me go ahead and take a picture here. Boom, there we are. So as you can see right there, I am using this device to record this entire video. So you can kind of see what video quality is like in a indoor situation like this with some decent lighting. And I will show you more video later on when we do a talk about the cameras. But let's go ahead and talk about the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So when it comes to overall design, the feel, the display, I personally think that the design is great because it just screams Google. You see this phone, you see that the way those cameras look in the back, you know it's a Google device. It really doesn't look like any other phone until you get to that front display. Then yeah, some may think is that a Samsung device? Is that a Galaxy device? Because there have been times where I've had this and one of my Galaxy devices right next to it, and I can't tell which one is which just by looking at it, taking a quick glance. If I take a closer look at it, then okay, yeah, I can tell which is which. But for the most part, yeah, it does look just like a regular smartphone, a lot like a Galaxy device in the front, but it's when you go to the back is when you can tell that, hey, this is a Google device. It feels great in hands. I think it's a perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. I think the button placement is great. I think they did a good job with where they placed the buttons this year. The power button isn't too high. It's actually right where my thumb sits. And then all I gotta do is just scoot down a little bit to hit those volume rockers. And then when it comes to that camera module in the back here, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it does protrude out quite a bit, but I mean, you can easily hide that with the case, which we'll take a look at here in a bit. But like I said, it just gives it that this distinct look that, hey, this is a Google device. Now, when it comes to the overall build of it, it does tend to pick up scratches quite a bit. I think because of that metal aluminum frame in the back. And yeah, it is noticeable if you do look at it. So I do recommend using some type of skin or case, like a case from our sponsors of this video, Dbrand. I have the grip case right here. As soon as I throw this on the device, it's going to give it enough lift where that camera module is to where if I do set it down on a flat surface, or even if I happen to drop it by accident, it's giving it enough lift to where it should protect it from getting any type of scratches or damages. And just this overall case alone, the grip case, this is one of my favorite cases to get for a smartphone because not only does it provide a lot of grip all around the edges so it doesn't slip out of your hand, not only does it provide a great amount of protection, because I have done drop tests with this case right here on many devices, including this one right here, and it held up great. It did a perfect job at protecting this device. Gives it the perfect amount of lift in the front on the display. So definitely a very protective case with a lot of grip. But aside from all that, you could also add skins in the back to add some style to this. So you don't have to go around buying multiple cases to change up the look of it. When you're ready to change up the look of your case on your device, all you gotta do is just peel off the skin, boom, slap on a new one, and you pretty much got yourself a brand new case using the same exact case. So that is one of my favorite features of this case, is that I can just switch the look anytime that I want. And if you're not a case person, they offer tons of skins to choose from to style up your device and still protect it from scratches. If you're not into cases, you like to carry it around naked, well, at least try to protect it from scratches and give it a little bit of style. So I'll leave a link to Dbrand down in the description below in case you do want to check out any skins or their grip case for yourself. Make sure to check them out. Huge thanks and shout out to Dbrand for sponsoring this video. But aside from keeping your device protected, when it does come to overall durability of the device, aside from the one that I dropped that I'm recording with right now, it did fall on a hard tile floor. I would say that this curved edge could make it a bit iffy. If you do drop it on the display at a certain angle, it could break your display like what happened with my other Pixel 7 Pro. But for the most part, I have carried this specific device around naked, and I am using a tempered glass screen protector, which I do recommend as well. But for the most part, it's held up great. I haven't dropped it naked like this, and I don't plan on dropping it naked like this, but just being in my pocket, just kind of, you know, throwing it around on the table, a desk, it's pretty much held up great, except for those little bit of scratches on the camera module, like I mentioned a little while ago. Okay, now taking it over to the actual beautiful display itself. Now we do have that in-display fingerprint sensor, which works every single time for me. And I know there's people that says, oh, you know, it's not that fast, it's a little slow. Honestly, it's fast enough for me. I mean, how much faster do you need it, really? To me, honestly, it's fast enough. Yeah, it's not, you know, Galaxy S22 ultra fast, but I mean, once you put your finger on there, it's gonna unlock within seconds. Within a second, boom, look at, I'm in the phone already. So I personally have no problems with that in-display fingerprint sensor. Pretty much works every single time for me. And then we also have the face unlock as well, which works good, but I find in low light situations, it really doesn't work the best. I'm kind of having to maybe put it a little close to my face or find some kind of lighting somewhere. But other than that, if I'm in good lighting like this, it's gonna work every single time. All I got to do is press the power button, and I don't even have to like go like this, hold it up to my face. It's already looking at my face. I just swipe and it unlocks the phone. So face unlock works great on this device as well. Now, the display itself, beautiful, colors are vibrant. It does get nice and bright. I do wish it got just a little bit brighter, because I do find when I am outside, I am able to see the display. It is bright enough, I guess, but I just wish it was maybe just a little bit brighter. That way it would be a little bit more comfortable to use outside in direct sunlight. Like I said, I could see it. I just wish I could see it just a little bit more. So it would be nice if it was a little bit brighter. Now, one thing I like about the display on this device are the haptics. Now, I don't find a whole lot of people talking about this, but the haptics on this phone make such a difference when typing things out, or maybe you're kind of scrolling through something that has notches and you just feel that little vibration. It is so perfect. Google did such a great job when it came to the haptics on this device. It just makes the whole typing experience when texting just so much better, because you can actually feel what you're texting, or you can actually feel, you know, like what you're scrolling. And I just think they did a really good job. I know it's not anything huge or groundbreaking or anything like that, but to some people it's a big deal. And sometimes it's the small things like this that really changed a whole experience when using a device. So when it comes to the haptics on this display, I mean, they're great. It feels great. Google did a great job. When it comes to watching content on here, like I said, it's a beautiful, vibrant display. So you're not gonna have any complaints or any problems watching content on this device. Yeah, we got that punch hole camera cut out up at the top, but I don't ever find it to get in the way. And I say this with all the phones that have that punch hole camera cut out up top. I really personally don't mind it at all, to be quite honest with you guys. Like I said, it's a beautiful display. The speakers do get nice and loud. I do wish they got louder. They're not the loudest speakers I've ever heard in a device, but they do get loud enough if you're in, you know, like a quiet place like this, or maybe you're in more of an open spot and it's not too loud, then yeah, they will be loud enough. But you know, if you got, you know, people talking in the background, maybe a TV going on in the background, maybe you're outside, you got cars driving by, then they might not be the loudest speakers for you. But what I do like about the speakers on this device is that they have a nice full sound. It is, you know, a stereo speaker setup. You got a speaker up here and then a speaker down here. And it does give you a nice full sound that it really focuses on the low end, I guess. At least to me, you know, what I hear with my ears, it sounds like they do focus more on that low end. It's giving it a nice full sound. It doesn't sound too pitchy or cracky or anything like that. So the speakers actually sound really, really nice. I just wish they got just a little bit louder for my liking. All right, now let's go and talk about performance a little bit. When you're purchasing a Pixel device, you're buying it, this is going to be one of the big reasons that you are buying this device, is the performance. I mean, you're getting that stock Android experience, a pure Google experience when it comes to these Pixel devices. And performance is great. I mean, we're getting that 120 hertz of smoothness on this display. And it's crazy to say, because I know there's other phones out there that also have a 120 hertz display, but there's just something about a Pixel device that just, I don't know, it just makes it feel different, I guess. Maybe it's just all in my head, but I've also heard this from other creators as well. There's just something about a Pixel device that the experience just feels different. It feels like a Pixel phone. You know you're using a Pixel device. And performance has been great, whether I'm scrolling in and out of the app drawer, going through apps, watching content, playing games. This phone's been able to handle everything that I've basically thrown at it. Now, this is running Google's new Tensor chip, and the cool thing about this device, when I compared it to my Galaxy S22 Ultra, I did do a 4K video rendering test on both devices just to see which one would render it the fastest, and the Pixel device actually came out on top. And aside from that video, I did it again on my own, just to see, how many times it would do it. And pretty much every single time the Pixel device finished faster. So whatever Google's doing here, they're doing it right with the Pixel 7 Pro. It's able to perform well and handle everything that I throw at it. Now, I do gotta say there have been, a few moments here and there where this device has actually froze up on me. There have been moments where, I'll go into an app and it acts like it's going to open the app, but it kind of freezes in the middle of that animation. And I'm kind of just here like messing with the screen, tapping on the screen, like wondering what the heck's going on, powering on and off the display, just to kind of see if maybe that'll fix it. And it's just kind of stuck frozen. I got to kind of wait a little bit, and then I'll power off the display, power back on again, and then the problem will be fixed. There was only one time where I did have to restart this device. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time. I'm not saying this is an ongoing issue. I'm just saying there have been a few times where the device did freeze up on me, depending what I was doing. So those have been times of frustration, because I mean, nobody wants to use their phone and have it freezing up on them or anything. But like I said, it doesn't happen all the time. It's definitely not a deal breaker for me. It's actually been quite a while since it has happened again. So maybe Google's fixed that problem already, whatever it was. Maybe it was just a bug or something. But if you do have this device for yourself, let me know how it's been treating you and if any of that type of issue has happened with you as well. Water resistance has been great on this device. I actually took this phone with me to Disneyland. If you haven't seen the video yet, I used this phone to record a whole vlog in 4K 30, and we actually got on the water ride. We got soaked. We got absolutely soaked, and the phone itself got soaked too, and handled it great. I didn't get any water damage, at least not that I could tell. Phone was still functioning great after that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't get any water damage. So when it comes to water resistance with this device right here, you're pretty much good to go. You don't have to worry about it getting wet and messing up on you or anything like that. Okay, now I want to talk about some of my favorite features when it comes to this phone right here. And forgive me if I don't mention every single thing that has to do with this device. I'm pretty much just sharing my experience here in this video that I've had with this phone right here and what I use it for. Maybe I'm someone who doesn't use every single thing that has to do with this device. Maybe I don't use everything you use. So please forgive me if there's any questions, anything that maybe I'm not answering in this video. Just let me know down in the comment sections below, and I will do my best to get back to you and answer that question. But let me go ahead and go over some of the features on this phone that I personally really like. With the first one being call screening. Not every phone has this. And if you're not really sure what that is, it's basically like an answering system for you. And I actually kind of did this. I was doing it right now as I was talking a little bit ago. I saw it pop up. It was call screening for me automatically when you get those, those robot calls or those spam calls, anything like that. Or maybe you have a call, maybe you have a late bill, okay? Say maybe you forget to pay a bill, it's late, this company keeps calling you like, hey, where's our money? Well, you don't always have to worry about answering and picking up and talking to them. The Pixel 7 Pro will do it for you. It basically answers the phone for you and asks them, I don't know it word for word, but pretty much saying like, hey, what's up? Why are you calling? Let us know. And you can actually see what's happening. It won't always show you if you decide not to look, if it is doing it on its own, but it'll pretty much talk for you and they'll talk back, it'll talk for you. But you do have the option to pick up your phone, select call screening, and then you can actually see what the person on the other end is saying. And then it'll give you little responses down at the bottom where you can say, okay, tell me more, or I'm not interested, things like that. And you can talk to them that way if you don't want to physically talk to them with your voice, with your mouth. And this isn't only for robot calls or anything like that, but you can also do this to people you know. And I have done it before to people I know, just to mess with them, just to see what they'll do. A lot of the times they end up hanging up because they thought I forget to, pay my phone bill or whatever. But other people actually do answer back. So if I'm doing something important and I see somebody's calling that might also be important, I will use it just to see why they're calling. And if it doesn't seem important, after I read what they're saying, I'll say I'll call you back. Or if it does look important, then I'll answer, because you do still have the option to pick up the phone if the call does look important. So call screening, definitely very, very cool. Another feature is the voice to text. It is pretty much right on every single time I use it. I love using voice to text on this Pixel 7 Pro. I mean, it works like a boss. So it pretty much knows when to put a comma. It knows when I'm ending a sentence. It knows when I'm asking a question. So I don't have to sit there like other devices. I don't have to sit there and say, hey, did the cat eat the food today? Question mark. I don't have to say question mark at the end of that. I can easily talk like this. Hey, did the cat eat food today? I was going to take the cat for a walk. And it'll put the question mark for me. I know who takes their cats for a walk, right? I don't even have a cat. But anyways, let me get back to it. It'll know when to put that question mark, and it'll know that that second sentence wasn't a question, so it'll put a period, or if you sound like you're excited or yelling, it'll even put an exclamation point for you. So voice to text is definitely a boss on this device compared to other devices, and it has truly impressed me. Even with the recording app, that's another great feature I like on this device. The recording app, you can actually transcribe what you're recording as well. So it'll record your voice, it'll record your conversation, and the same thing, when it's typing it out, it pretty much knows when to put the commas, the periods, the question marks. So definitely very impressed with this, and it's only going to get better. You know, as years go on, you know, things just get better and better and better, and Google continued to do that with these devices, just make them better and better every single year. Okay, now when it comes to the battery life on the Pixel 7 Pro, this is kind of a different story here. It's not something I love. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. Battery life on here is decent. I mean, I guess it really depends on how you use your device. You know, everybody's usage is different. Not everybody's a heavy user. So if you're someone who lightly uses your phone throughout the day, then you won't have any problems with this phone dying on you throughout the day. It'll easily make it through your entire day. But if you are someone who likes to check your email a lot, maybe you check your social media a lot, you like to watch a lot of content on your device, YouTube, Disney Plus, Netflix, whatever it may be, you make a lot of phone calls, because you know that does use a battery. Not a lot of people talk about making phone calls or anything like that, because that is what a phone is for, you know, making phone calls, and that does use a battery as well. So you got to take that into account as well. If you're someone who uses your phone for a lot of these things, maps and stuff like that, then yeah, your battery is not going to last as long as someone who doesn't. So when it comes to battery life, it's not going to be the same for everybody. But for me, in my experience, I have done an all-day battery drain test, and I'm gonna say the same thing that I said in that video, because I'm still experiencing the same amount of battery life. I'm getting anywhere around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time. The battery does get me through the majority of my day. It gets me through the most important part of my day, but it's definitely not making it into the night when I am, constantly using it all day, to check my social medias, to check my emails, when I'm keeping up with the channel, answering comments and things like that. And I know not everybody is as heavy as a user as myself, but it doesn't make it into, super late into the night. I wish battery life was just a little bit better on this device. If maybe I can even get an extra hour of screen on time. And for those of you who don't know what screen on time is, it's basically the time that your screen is on and you're actually using your device. I can easily charge my device to 100%, have it sitting there on the table all day, pick it, you take it off the charger at 6 in the morning and then pick it up, off the table around 9 p.m. at night. It'll be like at 90-something%. I can easily say, oh yeah, this phone lasted all day long. But screen on time is when you're actually using the device. That's why a lot of these creators mention screen on time in their videos, because that's when you're actually using the phone. And a lot of that matters. Although, like I say, phone calls matter as well, because you got to take that into account. Or even when you're watching content or listening to music using the speakers, yeah, that uses up battery life as well. So all of that just bunched together, it could tend to drain the battery a little bit faster, or maybe last a little bit longer depending on how you use your device. Because I have noticed on days where I am using this phone a little bit lighter, it does get me, a little later into the night. I don't really need to worry about throwing it on the charger. And I'm really surprised about when I did take this phone with me to Disneyland to do a lot of my vlogging on. I did tons of 4K video recording, took tons of pictures, and it never overheated on me once. Or the battery actually lasted, not super late into the night, but it did get me from the morning to the evening. I'd say around maybe 5, 6 p.m. If I remember correctly, with all the 4K video recording I did. I thought it was gonna die a lot faster, just because of how my experience with the battery life has been like with this device. But actually, it lasted a pretty long time for all the 4K video recording I did. So I don't know, maybe it just has a mind of its own. But overall, I would say battery life is not the best, but it is decent. I know I've been kind of rambling on about this. But like I said, I've had, you know, mixed experiences with battery life on this device. When I use it lighter, of course, it lasts me all day long. When I use it a little bit more heavy, it doesn't last me all day long. So battery life is just okay. I think Google could improve on that. Now, of course, we also have wireless power share. So if you have, say, something like a wireless pair of earbuds or anything, or maybe you have another smartphone that's dying on you, you need to give it just a little bit more juice to do something on it. You can share your battery life from this device to that one using the battery share. So all you got to do is pull down the tabs right here, battery share. All I got to do is turn that on. I can put the phone flat down like this, put the other wireless device or wireless charging device on the back of it, and it will share that battery life. And not only can this charge other devices wirelessly, but of course this device charges wirelessly as well. Now, going over to the cameras on this device, when you're buying a Pixel device, this is going to be another huge reason that you're buying a Pixel phone. I mean, this is what they're known for. Out of everything else, out of all the other cool features that this one has to offer, the cameras are basically what a Pixel device is known for. At least, you know, in my head, when I think of a Pixel device, the first thing I think about is the cameras. Okay, well, how good are the cameras? Because Pixel devices have always been known for taking amazing photos. Not really video. When it comes to video, they've always needed a little bit of work when it comes to video. Although I will say, this year, I think Google actually did a pretty good job when it came to videos, taking videos with the cameras on this phone right here, and I actually did a whole 4K video test, which I'll put a link down to in the description below if you you know, really want to check that out. But I'll show you just a little bit of a little sample right here as I'm talking. I think 4K video on this device, or even 1080p video, I think video quality has actually really improved when it comes to the Pixel 7 Pro. And I know that because a lot of you who have watched my 4K video test as well have told me the same thing down in the comments, just saying how impressed you are with how much better video quality is, you know, compared to what we had last year with the Pixel 6 Pro. So overall video quality with these cameras, I have no complaints. Obviously, you know, it's not perfect. You know, there's always room for improvement, especially when it comes to cameras, you know, on a smartphone, because these are smartphones, you know, these are smartphones that come with cameras, and that alone right there is just super cool. Now, let's talk about pictures. Pictures, I have no complaints with pictures. In my opinion, these are probably some of the best cameras that you can get on a smartphone for taking pictures, whether it's in good lighting, bad lighting, especially when taking pictures of kids, because, you know, kids are running around, but, you know, they're playing and stuff, or maybe you have a kid on the swing, but you want to be able to capture these special moments, you know, not just on video, but with pictures as well. And, you know, you got some smartphones out there, like, I'll just say it, my Galaxy S22 Ultra, where the shutter lag is just a little too slow sometimes. And I have had moments where, you know, my son's on the swing and I try to take a picture with that device and there's just too much motion blur. But with the Pixel 7 Pro, the shutter lag is so fast, or not shutter lag, but the shutter, you know, is so fast, you know, meaning the moment that you take the photo, the moment you tap that, it instantly takes the photo, like it's ready to go. And I've gotten so many good pictures of my son using this camera. He's, you know, he's a year and a half. He likes to run around, move around a lot. And even with all the movement that he does, I'm still able to get some great photos. And not even just of my son, but, you know, pictures of myself, of, you know, other people as well, myself and my wife, my brothers, friends. When it comes to taking pictures of people, this does a really good job. And then when you're not taking pictures of people, these cameras still do a really good job, whether you're using the main lens, the ultra wide angle lens, the telephoto lens, the selfie lens. Night photos come out great as well. Now, of course, you know, not every single picture is going to come out perfect. There have been times where I have had to, you know, retake a photo because either I move a little too much or the subject is moving a little too much. Yeah, it's not going to come out perfect every time. Sometimes there are times where if something is moving too fast, then yeah, it will come out a bit blurry and then you will have to retake the photo. But for the most part, I mean, these cameras do such a great job at taking photos. And I'll let y'all be the judges down in the comment sections below. You know, I've been showing photos this whole time, so let me know what you think down in the comments sections below. For me, myself, personally, I am impressed with the cameras on this device. These have been my go-to cameras for taking pictures since I've had this phone right here. Now, when it comes to the zoom, you are able to zoom out, you know, 30 times. Now, of course, quality is not going to be the best, but you know, it's there if you do need to use it, and it is quite decent. Yeah, we don't have that, you know, 100 times zoom like on the Galaxy devices, Maybe that's for the next phone. Maybe, they can give us even further, maybe even 50 times zoom when it comes to the Pixel 8 Pro. Who knows? Come on, Google, give us a little bit more zoom here, because yeah, not everybody uses it, but it is fun to mess around with sometimes. But overall, when it comes to the cameras on a Pixel 7 Pro, I mean, you just can't go wrong. So overall, what are my overall thoughts on the Pixel 7 Pro? Can I recommend it? Can I not recommend it? Honestly, my overall experience, to keep it short in this last little bit here, yes, I have been enjoying the Pixel 7 Pro. This device has been great. It's been a great experience using it. Yeah, it needs a little bit of work here and there, but for the most part, overall, it has been a great device. I can definitely recommend it, especially with some deals going on right now. I'll have links down in the description below. I know we do have some good Black Friday deals coming up as well, so I'll make sure to have the links updated down in the description below, as the days pass, so you can find yourself a good deal on, the Pixel 7 Pro and pick one up for yourself. Because yes, I can definitely recommend this device, even though, like I said, it does need a little bit work here and there, but for the most part, I mean, you're gonna have a great experience with the Pixel 7 Pro. Now, you're asking yourself, I have a Pixel 6 Pro, should I upgrade to the Pixel 7 Pro? Honestly, not really. There's really no need to, because it almost feels like you're using a Pixel 6 Pro already. It's just a more refined Pixel 6 Pro, if you want to put it that way. But, if you're like me, if you're into the latest and greatest, then hey, go for it. Like I said, you might find a really, really good deal on this phone right now. So yeah, overall, it's a great device. I've definitely been enjoying it. If you have this device for yourself, let me know how it's been treating you down in the comment sections below. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you did like this video and find it helpful, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, D-Brand, down in the comment sections below, so you can pick yourself out a cool D-Brand grip case or some cool skins for your device. Like I said, I have links down in the description below, and they're actually having a really good Black Friday sale coming up as well. So if you're watching this video before Black Friday or on Black Friday, make sure to check out that link. But thank you all so very much for watching. This is Josh Quinones. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.